Well, I wanted to wait till Sunday to do my opening. I did all your videos. They were all done Saturday on the way to the Meadows, on the way back from the Meadows. But I wanted to get a look at Saturday, right? We had a lot going on Saturday. You know, last night, I guess this is kind of a definition of horse racing. You know, how hard it can be. You know, we're riding a high all day. We didn't have an incredibly awesome day. We just had a good day, a real good day. But we had a real good week. Everything seemed to be going pretty. Even the things that, like, Baumhager was fourth. She didn't win, but she was incredible. Finished fourth. She didn't win, right? World for Two didn't win, but raced great. We had two horses come 25 in a piece last night on the end of it. Two. No free lunch. Easily the best race of his life. 51, 25, and 3 on the end of it. Now, I wasn't in Ontario. I assume, looking at the charts, there's a little bit of a tailwind on the end of it, maybe. But nevertheless, an incredible last score. Bolt Power, 25 and 4. We're riding high. Well, heading into No Free Lunches race. We had two horses come 25 in a piece. We had one come 45 in a piece. Just a horse that we paid a ton of money for that we've been expecting to, jump up last night. Even James said he raced great last night. James picked Patrick the Piranha over No Free Lunch. There's no pressure from me. That was him. And he loves No Free Lunch. So he was expecting a big mile from Patrick the Piranha. Now, Patrick the Piranha, we had trained him in the middle of the week. He raced last week on Lasix, trained the middle of the week. And after every horse, but especially Lasix horses, we have to make sure they get their fluids back after the race. They get jugged after the race. We usually hang 5-liter bags, the veterinarian does, for these horses. So it's happened where you may not have noticed, not to that extent last night. That looked terrible. One, because they were going fast. Two, because he was, Patrick's a good horse. That looked horrible, gut-wrenching. Only a few things can cause what I saw was happening last night. Bleeding, tying up, or a horse flipping their heart. Now, that is an extremely generic term for what took place last night. So what I did was, I'm in Ohio, obviously. It's a beautiful day here. It's 24 degrees. I talked to Dr. Latessa. I said, Dr. Latessa, are you working today? He said, no. I said, you want to go for lunch? Many of you may not know this, but Dr. Latessa is a small partner on a couple of our yearling, 2-year-olds. I don't know if you wanted anybody to know that or not, but a great guy, smart guy. And, we're lucky to be involved with a number of very, very intelligent people, and people that are great blacksmiths, great James, great driver, but great veterinarians also. And I said, would you do me a favor? We'll go to lunch. I'd like to do a video. How you doing, man?
Have your license on you?
I do.
Sorry about that.
That's
I'm
all
not 100%
right.
familiar with that. I think I've asked you once before, but I'm not 100%.
Not a problem at all.
Thanks, buddy. Once I get familiar with people, I usually,
I haven't been over here that much often.
Thank you.
No problem. Take care. Only seen him like 85 times. So I asked Dr. Latessa, would you do me a big favor? I know it's your day off. It's Sunday, but I'm only here for Sunday. We had one of our best horses, Patrick the Piranha, that we paid a lot of money for. He flipped his heart, and Mike watches the race. He goes, I saw the line. I said, yeah. I said, he had a little bit of arrhythmia after the race, I guess. And even me, I've been around for a long time, and, a generic term when a horse races like that and a trainer says to a trainer, what happened? He flipped his heart. Oh, he flipped his heart. Oh, like we know, right? Like all of a sudden we know what the hell we're talking about. When in reality, we don't know the technical aspects that go into it. It isn't this all-encompassing umbrella of he flipped his heart. Oh, he flipped his heart. That's what happened. There's obviously a lot of intricacies that go into that. And the technical aspect of what that is and what took place is lost on me. I'm just not qualified to explain it. But Dr. Latessa is. And, I was saying our veterinarians, we got Dr. Melissa McKee, Dr. Bosenjack, Dr. Grosenbacher, Dr. McMaster, and Hennessy. We have some. It's no shock that we do good. We have good horses that are worked on by good people and trained by smart trainers and driven by good drivers. It's not really that shocking. This isn't the Colonel's secret recipe, so to speak. That's just what it is. So I asked Dr. Latessa, I said, if you want to go out to lunch, I said, if you don't mind, would you do a little video with me just explaining what that term flipped his heart means? So if you look down below this video, there will be a video on here from Dr. Latessa explaining exactly what the generic horseman's term, flipped his heart, means in a more technical sense. So the good news is that looking at his past, looking at what took place, the explanation for me as a trainer will likely be much more dumbed down for me. But for you, I already know the answer. It's more than likely caused by an electrolyte imbalance. Obviously, Lasix, as you can imagine, plays a role. So we have to adjust how we train Patrick. From now on, when we train Patrick in the middle of the week, he probably can't get Lasix. We may opt for something called Amicar, which we use here in Ohio. They don't use it very often in Ontario, and apparently you have to be very careful where you use it in Indiana. So these sound like technical things, but it's just understanding what took place and making sure it doesn't happen again, trying to mitigate it as best you can. So we'll call this an anomaly. We will be able to explain it. I would say it's an electrolyte imbalance. We will be able to fix it, and it should never happen again. So I guess those are the biggest takeaways, and the most important takeaways for us is that this isn't the start of an issue. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. It's not like he come up lame and there's a line in a bone or there's some heat in that ligament. This isn't something that should reoccur. It should be able to be fixed, and through proper training and proper management, should be able to have it never happen again. So I guess those are the biggest takeaways. So if you look below, there should be a video. As I said, I haven't done the video yet, but there should be a video from myself and Dr. Latessa talking about arrhythmia in horses, and talking about I forgot to tell Lauren those horses were coming. Hey Lauren! Yeah. Those horses are coming back from Tim soon.
They're going back to Tim?
No, they're coming back from Tim soon.
I realize that, thank you. Thanks for the heads up.
They literally just showed up as I was talking here. So 1, 2, skip a few, and eyes at 10 has shown up. 1 second. Hey, can you do me a favor? Look at eyes. What? Were you clubbing? Can you look at eyes at 10's front feet and tell me if there's 2 corks on the outside of both front feet? She was touching her knees a little bit the other day, and I was talking to my wife about it, and she was actually the one that brought it up. She goes, the 2 corks on the outside of the foot, are they still there? Because we took the winter corks off all the shoes, right? But the blacksmith may have, if he was in a rush or not paying attention, may have saw the corks and just taken them off and put the shoes back on. It's very important now. Sorry, we're jumping around a bit, but 2 corks on the outside of the foot will help her stay out of her knees. She was picking on her knees the other day. Was it that the Meadows was a little more flat of a track, or was it that the corks weren't put back on? I'm going to find out here in a minute. So with Patrick, I know this is hard to take because he's a good horse, but listen, the 3 Point Blue Chips news was bad, and it was tangibly bad. It was real bad because he fractured a bone. It's fixed, it's on its way to healing, but there still is downtime. Will there be any reoccurrence? Will there be any issues with that foot as far as arthritis, or will there be any management issues moving forward? I don't know. I've never heard in my life that you could put a screw in a coffin bone. I suspect that the arthritis, if at all, will be minimal because it was rectified and closed so quickly. But that's a real injury, right? Patrick the Piranhas was unsightly and hard to watch, and it's hard to watch that race and think there wasn't any significant damage done, but there wasn't. So it was funny, one of our clients, Sam, had messaged me last night and said, I do have parts of horses in other fractional ownership groups, and I suspect he's talking about the gentleman, the big one, VIP, in the States. And he was referencing a horse that had arrhythmia. He's had it a couple of times now and always come back and raced well after, because this is a point in time. This isn't, as I said, this isn't an issue forming. It's a point in time, and it can be fixed, rectified, and managed so it never happens again. But it did happen. You watched it, I watched it, and it was really hard to take. One more second. Lauren, do you guys have the checkbook there for Jason? He's got to get a check, all right, for shipping. So Tim Twaddle's man, Jason from Hold the Line Stables, actually shipped the horses back today. I didn't know they were. I'm sure he told me they were coming today, but Lauren was getting ready to leave and the horses pulled up. So anyway, I wanted to put the Patrick the Piranha issue behind us. It's behind him. We hydrated him last night. We'll continue to hydrate him. We'll continue to monitor that heart to make sure there's no issues. But from talking to the veterinarian last night, knowing I've seen this happen before, this is probably a one and done. But it happened. So we'll leave it at that. So very, very impressed last night with No Free Lunch was incredible. And I didn't realize how good Bolt Power was until after the race. I know that he just got beat for third. He was closing hard on the end of it. I didn't know it was 25-4. So, again, Harry Polton's barn is on fire. And nobody can be more proud. You know, it should be noted, you know, Mario's horses, massive profit, World for Two left. This is their job, right? This is our trainer's job, is to have the horses ready to go. And if we have to move them around, we move them around. I know Mario messaged me yesterday and said, why are you selling massive profit? I talked to him about it, explained it to him. He knew, I think, but the way the stable moves, it's so big, there's so many moving parts, the way it moves, sometimes it's hard to step back and take a look at the big picture. And I get that. And it's hard for me to also sometimes, but I have to sometimes take a breath. And this is what I love about having such an open dialogue with all our clients, is that sometimes things are lost on me, like the conversation I had with Johnny the other day about Sweet on Pete. In my mind, I was locked in to the Sweet on Pete and Purple Aura racing in the Sire Stakes. It really, and even after Johnny had mentioned it to me, I was dismissive about it. No, I'm going to race in the Sire Stakes. And the more I thought about it, you're right. It's wonderful to have an open dialogue with our clients in such a way that people can reach out and say, hey, Anthony, what about this? What about that? You can go ahead. All right.
That one right there.
Right here?
Yeah.
Where's Jason at today? Is he around or?
No, he's out of town.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he went somewhere? Oh, where'd he go? I'm sure he told me, but I forgot.
Where'd he go?
Ball game or? Yeah, where did he?
I don't know where.
Yes, you did. She doesn't want to rat Jason out. I don't give a shit where he went, to be honest.
How much is the check for?
I don't know. He should know.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell you what, Jason, you got yourself a good little soldier there. She won't tell me where Jason went. I'm sure he told me he went to a ball game or a concert or something. Ollie be the opposite. When you ask him, no, Jason's not here. I'm sorry. He's out of town. He's at a concert. I told him not to go, but he did, and that's that. So, yeah, put the Patrick thing behind us. Listen, guys, as I said, I was just explaining one thing. It's behind us for a big reason. It's behind us because we're going to have bad races. We're going to have horses get injured. We're going to have to deal with a number of things, and you're going to experience them all with us. And that's what makes horse racing great and bad and good at the same time. You guys know that. So when it comes to moving the horses around, as I said, massive profit was being sold for one reason. We're looking at a colt in a similar situation for a totally different reason. That's selling on Monday. We'll talk about him later on. Will to Win Hanover. I'm going to continue on with Dominic's barn. Will to Win Hanover. I had somebody message me and say, hey, Anthony, is Will to Win Hanover going to be tight enough? You know, she's missed 2 weeks. Will to Win Hanover schooled in 58, I believe, on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 2 minutes on Friday. But either way, Dominic went with her. James couldn't go with her. And Dominic said she was good. James said that she was very good also. Resolute Bay, I know I'm jumping around, but I'm going to stick with the schooler. Resolute Bay was absolutely fantastic also, I believe. Razor sharp. So, by all accounts, for what I'm looking at, Harry Polton did a great job. You know, he'd come to me. We talked about it. Had a great job. Did a great job managing this horse, saying, hey, should we race him next Friday? Why don't we miss this Friday? It makes more sense. 100%. Wonderful idea. So, getting back to what I was talking about, the dialogue with our owners, it helps me too take a look at what needs to be done. My God, there's too many things going on at once here. It gives me an idea of sometimes when I miss something, our clients say, hey, Anthony, what about this? What about that? Having our clients and as a sounding board and vice versa allows me to make the best decisions I can make. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, now back to the schoolers. Resolute Bay was fantastic the other day. Will to Win Hanover was apparently Adair Castle was good. That's who James went with. So all those horses were very good. Grace qualified absolutely fantastic. I was told also James, those were his words, were glowing. It was a glowing report for Grace. Now this Friday she'll be back into qualifying. I don't really know what we're gonna do because my flight to Prince Edward Island leaves early in the morning. So this Saturday coming, I'll be going to this Friday. I'll be going to Prince Edward Island. James and I are co-hosting the annual Horseman's Banquet. First time in 3 years it's in person, obviously because of COVID. So it'll be a big deal. James and I being from PEI will obviously, it's a big deal to us. So we're happy to go down and happy to co-host the PEI Horseman's Awards Banquet on Saturday. But my flight leaves Friday morning, so I don't know if James is going to have time to go. Either way, Sylvain, Dougie, anybody can really go with Grace. She's been fantastic. Throughout the entire time training down and was very, very good today, this week. All right, let's try and get this train back on track. We talked about Patrick. We talked about the schoolers. We talked about the qualifiers. I was very happy with them. I did want to touch quickly again on 3 Point Blue Chip. We did have the radiographs with the screw in, and 3 Point Blue Chip looked fantastic. Walking, I showed you guys the video of him walking out of the surgical area. It's an incredibly tough horse. So I am super optimistic. I'm super excited to watch this whole process take place. As I said, I didn't know you could put a screw in a coffin bone. The fact they did it, the fact that the prognosis is so good is unbelievable. We went through this, getting back to a horse like No Free Lunch. No Free Lunch broke a coffin bone last year, but we stood him for a very, very long time, and as you can see, it paid off, and he returned to his very best form ever, which it used to be when old times, horse broke a foot, the chance of re-injury was there, upwards of 20-25%. The fact that they would usually always come back with some sort of discomfort at some point, usually in the winter, as you can imagine, on that coffin bone. But things have changed, right? The way that we handle them, the way they deal with them, certainly now with the screw, is unbelievable. But just super excited to watch this process take place. As I said, as you can imagine, Tom Grossman we were all heartbroken, absolutely heartbroken when he heard it. But as I said to Tom, when you look at the timeline, the storyline between that, when it's attributed to 3 Point Blue Chip, here's a horse that could potentially could have fractured this foot, put a screw in his coffin bone, and came back. And if the timeline from what the surgeons, and I don't want to get anybody excited, but if the timeline from the surgeons is correct, this horse could be racing in late fall, which is mind-boggling to me. But just technology, it's just incredible. So 3 Point Blue Chip, everything so far has gone as good or better than it could have since he's injured himself. So that is great news. So as I said, we're off to a great start this week. Monday, Tuesday was a little dull. Wednesday, all the babies trained fantastic at the farm. I was so happy with them. And then the racing started, right? The horses were racing. Just to go through what we went through this week so far, and I'm going to start to do it, and it's all over the board here. Well, we'll start with what's freshest in my mind. Bomb Hugger. I can't say enough about how good Bomb Hugger was yesterday. This filly was absolutely, positively incredible yesterday. Make no mistake, if you want to see exactly how incredible she was, well, first and foremost, she sets her lifetime mark in a qualifier at Northfield the week before, 57-1. Pretty good mile. Good start to a 3-year-old campaign. In fact, a little stronger than I thought than I thought she was. Quite a bit stronger. I was looking for a 59 2-minute qualifier, come back with a second qualifier in 56-57, and then off to the Lady Suffolk. But Mother Nature, things change. We had to call an audible as it was pouring rain in Northfield Park. So it was supposed to rain hard in Northfield Park. So we put the filly Indigo at the Meadows. The Meadows took our entry and put her in a tougher class. Apparently they didn't think Nelmers at 5 was tough enough for her. So put her in a tougher class. There's my man Jason here. Just 1 second. Hi, buddy.
Thank you.
No problem, thank you. I'll let you know about Wednesday. I think probably yes. I just don't know yet because apparently they don't have an Elmers, a 5 or 6 at Yonkers next weekend. So I'm somewhere between shipping her Wednesday or racing her at the Meadows next Saturday and then shipping her down short to Freehold. I don't know yet. All right?
Yeah, let me know. We'll be leaving Wednesday morning with Forever Blade.
Well, I mean, if I say no, I have to have something lined up after that.
Right.
So I'd have to call Joe Morris or something. So I don't know what I'm doing yet. That will all play a role, but I'll know probably tonight.
Yeah, let me know that.
Okay.
That works good for us because it's actually on the way.
Oh, cool. All right.
And then maybe Coyle and look at the horse rest for a little bit.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's a long way. We got to send 2 horses there next week, I think. Good money, but it's a long way away.
It's like a 9 to 11 or
9 to 11 hours from the Meadows to the Plain
I'm
Ridge.
not excited. I am excited about it, but I'm not. My brother's up there.
Oh, that's good.
So he's like 25 minutes away, so he's going to meet me and the kids. I'm surprised with the kids.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, good for you. All right.
Horse race with it.
Yeah, they did. They raced very good yesterday. They're coming. We got some strong horses for this year. PA breds are coming too. If we can get that filly, the Will to Win Hanover, and get her squared away, I think she'll be very good. Oh, a lot. We have 10 or 12 of them, I think. Yeah. Yep. How's yours coming? Good?
So I'm probably going to bring my 2-year-old and my 3.
Just get a better horse. That's the way it goes.
Yeah. We're doing all right. And this is sort up last race. Pretty bad.
Oh, well, just move on. You're going to do what you can do, right?
I was offered a good penny for the honest.
Well, take it. You can always get other
I
horses.
like it because he's real high.
Oh, yes. Yes.
They love it.
Yeah.
I'll probably get 3 of them to put it
There you go. There you go.
Move on by something else.
All right, well, have a great day. Now I got to race 1 and then I'm going home.
Have a safe trip. Good luck.
All right, you too. Take care. So that was Jason Petrie. You guys get to experience everything, right? That was Jason Petrie with Hold the Line Stables. Really, really nice man. Actually, a police officer, I believe, in Washington, Pennsylvania. They're taking Tim's Good 3-year-old Forever Boy to a big race at Plain Ridge next week. So he just told me that Plain Ridge Raceway with a truck and trailer, straight shot. I can't be a straight shot. Is 9 to 11 hours. So they're going to stop in New York, and he was asking me about taking Bomb Hugger, which he didn't know it, but is a great segue to what I'm talking about. Bomb Hugger raced out of her mind good yesterday. Bomb Hugger raced great yesterday. Hi.
I can't believe you still forgot my trotting boots.
I did the second time, didn't I? But you bought new ones.
Still.
You bought new ones. I'll have them sent back.
He came with horses.
What boots did he send back? Oh, you don't need those.
The boots he came were Tim's. That came on a harness. They weren't ours.
Oh, so Tim still has our boots there?
Yeah.
What horse did I wear them on? Eyes of 10.
He didn't
Why
send the
would-
boots back.
I'll ask him to, well, he doesn't need them. They must just be sitting there, so I'll tell him to send them back with somebody maybe today. All right. Lauren's getting a little testy because I took her trotting boots for Yes to the Meadows because they're the same kind that Eyes of 10 wore, and I was worried that Tim didn't have that kind, and I was right. He did not have that kind. I went to the tack shop, and they don't sell that kind there, so I was happy I took them. The problem was I forgot to bring them back. I just got in trouble. So I'll get Tim to send them back. So back to Bomb Hugger. Wow, you guys are getting a lot of information today. A lot of conversations. And this is a Sunday, by the way. So if you really want to know what my life is like, this is a Sunday. So you can imagine what a Monday through Saturday looks like. So Bomb Hugger was absolutely incredible yesterday. The sky is the limit for this filly. There's no way she should have been able to trot in 54. And make no mistake, as I was saying before, if you go back and watch the race, take your time, stop the video if you want, go back and watch Bomb Hugger's race yesterday. And I had lots of time to do it. If I follow Mike Wilder in the last turn, if I move third over, and I had lots of time to do it, I absolutely jog yesterday in 54 and 1 and 54 and 2. I knew we were going fast, and really, as I said to you, upper class, in tough, first start of the year. I don't want to hurt her. I got aspirations of the Lady Suffolk and the New York Sires. I mean, I'm not worried about an overnight race at the Meadows, one that truthfully I probably wasn't supposed to be in. So I just sit, get her out, and knife her through down the lane, and as she comes up behind cover, you see me picking at her, yes, but she's starting to whoa up too, because she sees a wall in front of her. Pay close attention the last 100 yards of the race. As the horses open up, she sees the opening also, and boom, takes off again. And at the wire is coming through the middle. Make no mistake, this is an absolute killer of a horse. A very, very good horse. And, you know, the only problem we have is, so I text Corey Stratton after the race. I said, filly raced out of her mind good. Only one problem, and where can we race her next week? So my thinking was, race her next week, set up her hobbles. I'm hoping for like Sunday would be fantastic. When's the non-winners of 5 or 6 go? He goes, oh, it goes on Thursday. I said, well, we can't race her back 5 days. You know, she just raced out of her skin. There's a 0% chance that I'm racing in 5 days. That's Jason obviously wants to ask me something. It's not going to happen. Jason Petrie, the guy that just left me. So I said, we're not racing back in 5 days. You know, what else do we got? We could qualify at the Meadowlands. No. So I think I'm going to have to call an audible too, and this is what we're going to do. All right? I told everybody I'm not racing on May the 7th because I want to be in Ontario with our clients the day before the open house. So I might be able to do both. I couldn't get to drive Slim Jimmy because there was no flights, and this is why we listed Tony Hall to begin with. I wanted to make sure that he had a clear shot to drive this horse on the 7th. May 7th is a Lady Suffolk in Freehold. Well, last night I secured a flight from Toronto to Newark International Liberty Bell Airport. 10 o'clock in the morning. I get in at 11:09, maybe 9:50 flight, whatever it was. I get in at 11 o'clock. I'm going to ask the race secretary, and I'm going to have to beg the race secretary, if there's any way you could put me in the first 5 races, I would be forever in your debt. If I can get off the track by race 6, I can make it back for a 4 o'clock flight out of Newark. That puts me in Ontario at 5:55, which, in all fairness, should put me at Mohawk by 7 o'clock. Or thereabouts. Because I have no bags, I'll have no nothing. I'll just have my driving bag. That's the plan. Now you know. I cannot have Bomb Hugger go there and have this. She is a tricky filly. She almost fooled me. I warmed her up and I'm like, oh, her hobbles are too tight. I'm going to let these out. Let them out and she run all over the track in the warm-up. I said, okay. Pull them in. So even yesterday, I warmed her up, tinkered with them a little bit at the Meadows. She felt good, was perfect. But they do feel a little snug in the turns. And I guarantee you a driver would warm that horse up, maybe even my brother Mark. And Mark knows me. I think he might try and let them out. And it's not that anybody's trying to do anything wrong. They want to help. It's just with this filly, it's not that helpful. So I'm going to fly to Freehold on the 7th, and I'm going to drive Bomb Hugger and the Lady Suffolk, if you don't mind. My wife was not happy about it, but at the same time, listen, this is my job. If I can do more, I will do more. I've said that from day one. I think you guys know that. I will always do what I can do. And mathematically, again, if the race secretary works with me, I can do it. So that's the plan for Baumhugger. She was incredible. Take nothing away from World for Two. He was incredible yesterday. Horse raced out of his skin. I'm not really sure. He really must have had to talk to me. No, that's not him. Different person. I don't know where 53-27 and flat on the end of it comes from, but as I told you guys, sometimes a little change of scenery really shakes the tree, right? I drove World for Two. He might have been a little short. In fairness, he might have been a little short when he raced at Mohawk and paced 54, but the mile he went yesterday, man, that horse that beat him, he'll never have to race against him after next week. He's going to have to race against him in the final, but after next week, he'll never have to see him again. That is a sire stake horse. Our horse is a Stallion Series horse, and it looks like he's going to be a nice one, actually. So really impressed with what I saw from World for Two, but quite frankly, after watching Massive Profit and World for Two race, really impressed with the way that Mario and Davey have done their job with these horses, right? The proof's in the pudding, as they say, and that's just that. What else do we got going on? Walk on the Moon race yesterday, finished second. I was a little disappointed in his performance. You know, when you step back and look at that race and look at that line, you're like, wow, first over, 56-30 on the end of it. Pretty good mile. It just annoys me because I know how fast the horse is. He's a 52-53 trotter, and maybe he'll get there someday. He doesn't need the hobbles, but for some reason, had to wear them this year. You know, he doesn't like the front, so I didn't leave hard with him. He certainly doesn't like first over, but I put myself in a position to be second over behind one of the favorites. But it didn't materialize because the favorite didn't move. Hi.
Take me up to the gas station then.
All right, let's go. Lauren needs a ride. What do you need a ride to the gas station for? What do you need a ride to the gas station for?
Because Jason, those weren't our trotting boots. He said that there were boots that had to go back to Tim's, and Jason just told me that the boots that he took back were ours that you bought for Skippy.
Yeah, I bought a pair for Skippy.
Yeah, he thought those were theirs, and I didn't see them. I didn't know they were ours.
He just called me.
Yeah, that's what he wants me to go up to Circle K and grab those boots.
Oh, I see. Circle K.
But I told him that the blue trotting boots are
Are
still
ours. Yeah, I'll tell Tim to put them aside. Welcome to my Sunday, everybody. So here's Lauren for everybody. Say hi, Lauren.
Hi.
Lauren, I didn't bring you Starbucks today because I didn't really know if you'd be here. I thought maybe you were gone to wherever Jason is. The big secret where Jason is. So what were we talking about? World for Two raced fantastic yesterday. I think there's a little room for improvement there too. This horse showed a lot of grit yesterday. The beautiful thing about World for Two is there's not many horses that can leave with him, right? He is a stone cold sprinter off the gate. For a horse as big as him, he's so big he has to wear a special trotting bike. And for a horse like him to get out of the gate as fast as he does is nothing short of impressive. Impressive. So, very impressive World for Two. As I said, Walk on the Moon. He just annoys me because he could go so much faster, but maybe he'll get there, right? Every horse is a little bit different. How you doing, man?
Oh, excited about comedian Tim Dillon live on our stage tonight.
Sweet.
And it's Bob Dylan.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Note to self: do not engage man at the gate. All right.
I could have told you that.
1-2 skip a few. Race good the day before. She's still not there. She's not to where we need to be. You know, as we go along through this year, I'm in the belief more and more that maybe she wasn't as ready as I thought she was. And I hate the old timers term, "I'll race them into shape." I really hate that, but that's exactly what we're doing with 1-2 skip a few. So that mile and 58 will go a long, long, long way for her as we head into the Buckeye on May the 1st. Aren't you excited? We have 5 for the Buckeye on May 1st.
Absolutely.
Super excited. You seem really excited. And then Isa 10, who's, yeah, I'm familiar with this.
Okay.
It's just down here. Yeah, thank you. Isa 10, who really had a lot of question marks surrounding her. I told you guys she's entered in the sale at the next month. Amy was not happy about Isa 10. Not happy. But at the same token, she may not be in the sale. Just because we entered her doesn't mean she has to go. But given the information I had and leading into the deadline of the sale, I had to enter her. Her and of Tom were entered. But very happy with the way Tom trained yesterday. She's another one too. Feels like she's rounding into shape. So I mean, this might be food for thought. Some of these 3-year-olds turning back. Maybe we have to drill down harder on them a little bit before we go to qualify them. You get a super talented horse like Bomb Hugger. I don't think it's the same as a horse like Tom. Two very, very different animals. Tom's got that long, loafy kind of gait to her, and Jason's been training her. But I think those faster miles, are going to go a long way. She's got better and better and better. Like I trained her real hard about 3 weeks ago when she made all those breaks.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago, she got really, really trained hard. And Isa 10 has been racing her way into shape also. So you get a real good look and a real sense of what I'm talking about here is that some of these horses, it's different for every horse. Bomb Hugger, I didn't think she was ready for 57. I certainly didn't know if she'd ever be ready for 54. And just, boom, right out, and like she'd done it 100 times. Isa 10, 2-4, 2-4, 2-4, 59. So you see them progress in different ways. And obviously, there's a direct correlation between their overall talent and ability and their overall talent and ability. But at the same token, it's interesting to watch them all progress in different ways. I think that's him there with the horse choking trailer.
I think so too.
Yeah. As I said, very, very proud of No Free Lunch and Bolt Power last night. Both of them coming 25-3, 25-4 at Mohawk. And then we got LD's Patrick tomorrow. I've had a lot of back and forth with a number of our clients about LD's Patrick and Stay Close. LD's Patrick seemingly finds his way into the numbers of 5 or 80 at Mohawk. Is he not the same as Stay Close? Stay Close is getting there. And I think he's good tonight. It's a tough class for him tonight. And I'm not really happy about the class, but that's just the way it shook out. So I think we have... Listen, it's great to have Sailor, Stay Close, LD's Patrick. It's great to have horses that we bought that have improved. Now we have to find the proper place for them. And I think you'll probably see Stay Close come home, racing the numbers of 5 or 80. We can move around LD's Patrick. I'm shocked that LD's Patrick hasn't been tired yet. I mean, I actually told you guys, I made an argument why he may need time off before he went out and crushed him before he went out and crushed him in Miami Valley. So pick to win tomorrow. In a perfect world, I would like to see him win that race tomorrow. Then he'll have to move up. We can move Stay Close right in behind him. And as far as Sailor goes, he can go a number of places, whether it be even here to Northfield Park or the Meadows or anywhere. Right now, we're going to have a huge transition for a number of horses, 2-year-olds included, because right after the open house, we are going to move our Ohio-bred 2-year-olds over to Ohio. Lauren's been asking for the babies to come over so she could start going with them. They're all going to come over on May the 9th or thereabouts. I talked about earlier, Purple Aura, Sweet on Pete, Slim Jimmy. All those horses look really, really good heading into this season. And as I said before, possibly a huge announcement coming Monday around 4:20 in the afternoon about a horse that we may end up with that may fit one of those jurisdictions also. So some potential big news there. I know that Lauren was really upset to see Gemstone Ruby Rose leave. Gemstone Ruby Rose, in case you guys... So, just so you know, it's not like I carry some anger towards some of the horses. Gemstone Ruby Rose, when she came to us, was very green and very stubborn. And I was over here trying to give her a haircut the first day, and she struck me right on the top of the head and drew blood.
And she struck me.
And she struck it, Lauren, too. But since we've worked with her over the last 6 weeks, she's become more comfortable with us in the stable and done her work very well. She's not like that anymore. You can cut her hair. She's not striking at people. So I think it was good for her. Good for her for having that grit to her. So I was super happy to see Gemstone Ruby Rose the way she qualified, and then she made a break in her first start. So in Ontario, you can race again off a qualifier. So that was part of the reason that we brought her home to Ontario. Secondly, I wanted to let her stretch out because even though I qualified her in that mile and 2-3 at Northfield Park, I really had to stop her in every turn and hold her together. Whereas Mohawk, I don't think I'll have to. She's really going to have a chance to stretch out. It wouldn't shock me in the least if Gemstone Ruby Rose trotted in 58 at Mohawk on Thursday night. And I'm excited. I want to see her do her work. Speaking of yesterday also, Twinkle in Her Eye, 3 in a row now. That was, I thought, now it wasn't the most chaotic race of the week. Did you watch Massive Profits race the other night?
Not the recent one. I just seen...
You should go back and watch it. It's incredible. And I don't want to ruin it for you. It was a complete dog's breakfast. And then I thought it was the most crazy race I'd seen. And yes, Twinkle's Art race wasn't as crazy, but it was action-packed the whole way. Just insanity the way the race played out. And two of the craziest races we've been involved in quite a while. And they both unfolded within 96 hours of one another. So Twinkle in Her Eyes race was crazy. She came back on and won. Listen, make no mistake, as I said to Harry, it might have been 2 minutes. It might have not been special and fancy looking. But she could have got beat and looked like she was beat a number of times in the mile. And for her to fight right back, come back on, shoot back on, and win. Winners win. Remember. So good for Twinkle in Her Eye. And then as I was talking about Massive Profit, the race he went the other night was incredible also. It was shocking how good. It wasn't just that he was good, because he wasn't really any better than he's been leading up to the race, but the way that he did it really was incredible. Just unbelievable the way the horse won the race. Are you looking at Massive Profit's race? Oh, you can't look at the last quarter.
I wasn't going. I was looking to see when he raced.
Oh, he raced on
3 days ago.
Was it 3? Yeah.
13th race.
Yeah, you got to watch the race, so don't watch the last quarter. You got to watch the whole thing.
Gonna go to.
So, just an incredible race by both of those horses. As I said, don't believe me, just watch. A winner this week and look fantastic in doing it. And did that guy literally just
He
take...
just left a little kid's bicycle.
Oh, I thought he was leaving it. Just left it there. And then... Oh, yeah, you ran right into... Did that man just run into the pole with his car?
Yep. What's he doing?
I was looking for something else to run into. Is this guy on drugs or what? He literally just ran into the pump.
Hit it with his front bumper.
Yeah, no, now he's trying to pretend that he didn't. Go on over and look at your bumper. There you go. Yeah. Any damage? No, he's not happy with himself at all. So Massive Profit, a bit of a calamity. Twinkle in Her Eye, but both horses won, right? They won the race. Don't believe me, just watch. As I said, won his race. What day was that? Wednesday, I think. Thursday, Friday, I don't know. But he was a winner, and it looked very good. A lot of people after the race, I see the chatter all the time, you guys. I see it. People saying, he deserves a shot at Mohawk. No, it's not that he doesn't deserve a shot at Mohawk, but he can't do at Mohawk. It's just the way it is. He's not going to race in a non-winners race at Mohawk. He would be absolutely eviscerated at Mohawk. And as far as any other classes, that's a perfect class for that horse. In the 15 condition claimer, he would have been gone by now. Gone. We wouldn't have had him 2 starts ago. This is an 18,000 condition claimer, probably the only class in this solar system, the safest class for him in this solar system. They will claim him. Eventually, they will claim him. You know it. I know it. There's going to be people that are upset. There'll be tears shed. But at the same token, we have to do what's right by the horse. And racing him over his head just because makes no sense. So, don't believe me, just watch. He's in where he belongs, and he's going to continue to be in where he belongs. And good for him for winning. And good drive by Anthony Hahn. And quite frankly, just another great job by Harry. At the start of this video, I started talking about... how well Harry Poulton has done. It's not that shocking. This is a guy that's had, as I said, this was the trainer and developer of On the Road Again and Matt Scooter. So it's not like he hasn't had, and he's had other good horses aside from those two, but those are the 2 big brand name horses he had. And, Harry loves his job. This game kind of beat him down and ground him down a little bit, and he retired for a little while. And he come back because what we offered for our trainers, low stress, and an opportunity to do what you love, regardless if you're retired or not. You never stop loving racing horses. And to see Harry Poulton come to life and have such a fantastic year is just an incredible feat. I hope his year continues to be great. I hope he stays strong throughout the year, but it would be hard to believe he'd be able to keep up a 400 training average all year. But man, the horses he's got in his barn, he may very well do that. There's a lot of firepower in Harry's barn. A lot of firepower in most of our barns. Jason's barn over here is stacked. So is we were just out. Thanks. Wow, you guys got dementia too. Jason's barn is stacked, and then Dominic had a rough week, but as I told him last night, you could tell this game hurts, right? Sometimes you're just riding high like nothing could go wrong, and other times it just kicks you and continues to kick you when you're down and offers you no opportunity to get up. And Dominic, I talked to him last night, and he was a beaten man. And I told him, I said, Dom, you're going to have bad weeks, man. This is the way it is. This is horse racing. These are living, breathing animals. You are going to have bad weeks. Patrick DePirano will be fine, right? All the other horses will be fine. Just pick your chin up, quit your crying, get back to work. Two very different things, right? Harry with such a fantastic week, and then Dominic with a tough week, a really tough week for him. But he'll bounce back, and the barn will also. You guys know that. So what else we got going on? Bull Power, as I said, 25-4, big mile. Tie one on. Raced very good the other day. Little flat though. Did you think to yourself, maybe she just wasn't ready for 55-4? She'd only qualified in 2 minutes. She was ready to trot. So we scoped her right after, and not shockingly, 2.5, maybe 3 out of 5 of blood. She went on Lasix right away. It looks like we may be able to get one race into her on 6 days before her on the 5th, which is 6 days before her sire stake race, her first sire stake race in Philadelphia. Now, please don't ask me who she's going to in Philadelphia. I know I could send her to Tim, but that makes no sense. We'll probably ship her directly to somebody in the Philadelphia area because the next sire stake is in the Meadows. So it'll likely be somebody in the Philadelphia area and then ship back to Tim. So that one's an easy fix. The Colts raced good this week. Now, Century Invictus, clearly, it's not that shocking. Scoped a little bit sick. But had been racing fantastic. I'd send to somebody yesterday, here's a horse that's missed 2 checks in his life and paced him 52-4 as a 2-year-old and already winning 54 as a 3-year-old, made $48,000 now. Quite a way short of what we paid for him, but he's getting there, and he looks like he's going to be a very good horse for us in 2022. Almost there, boss. Looked like an improved performance. Now, I hadn't talked to Harry or James. To me, it looked like he was on the left line. When James tried to get him up the inside, you could see his head turned. Maybe he needs a little vet work done. I'm not really sure about that yet, but race good nonetheless. And then, of course, Brave World come out swinging again this week. We have so many horses, I'm worried I'm going to forget one. Brave World come out swinging this week. Finished 3rd. Did about as good as he can do. That's Brave World. That class is a little bit high, too. Good class for him. Be nice to see him drop down one, though, for next week. That'd be handy. And then, obviously, we have the horses coming back. I'd mentioned earlier about the schooler the other day, but Will to Win Hanover will be in Thursday, and Resolute Bay. Big expectations for this guy coming up on Friday. From my accounts, from what I was told, Resolute Bay was incredible the other day schooling. So we'll see how Resolute Bay races next Friday, but a lot of high expectations surrounding this guy, especially the way he's busted into 2022. Looks like it's going to be a great 2022 for him. So that's everything that's going on. I apologize if I missed a tidbit of information. As you can see, I was distracted. Bit of a scatterbrain to begin with, but I wanted to go to the gas station and people wanting to ask me questions. But as I said, this is a Sunday. As you can imagine, what goes on every other day of the week. It's a constant bombardment of questions and information, but I don't mind. It's my job. I love it. I'm glad that we figured out what we're doing with Bomb Hugger. I didn't tell Jason because I didn't know yet. Jason Petrie. Likely going to race her. Tim will love to hear this. Likely going to race Bomb Hugger again next Saturday. I can't drive her, but they already know where everything goes. So Bomb Hugger will race next Saturday at the Meadows. I'll be in Prince Edward Island. But we will ship her at some point, I would hope maybe Monday. She will be shipped out to Corey Stratton. I will fly to Freehold myself and drive Lady Suffolk in the drive Bomb Hugger in the Lady Suffolk, make it back for our clients, and then the big open house the next day. What else? That's Bomb Hugger. World for Two will race in the final of the Sire Stakes, and then he'll continue on in Tim's barn. So good luck to Tim and everybody with World for Two. Just a great looking colt. I can't wait to see him race the rest of the year. Walk on the Moon will be back in to go next week also. For those of you who maybe don't want me driving Walk on the Moon, good for you. I won't be driving Walk on the Moon next week. He'll be at the Meadows also. 3 Point Blue Chip, another headline grabber this week. 1, 2 weeks ago when he'd injured himself was heartbreaking. But 2, to see the technological improvements in medicine and horse racing is amazing. Put a screw in a coffin bone. I never thought that was possible. Imagine, the coffin bone is hidden behind a hoof. To be able to x-ray, drill, put a screw, it's unbelievable that they could do that. The prognosis is excellent. So super excited about what's going to take place with 3 Point Blue Chip. A number of horses did well this week. As I said, we have 5 fillies going to the Buckeye. We do have 6 horses. You want to know what 6 horses are listed in the sale in Ohio? Drop down. There's a video down there that'll explain the entire 6 of them, why they're in there, and the likelihood they may actually attend. Levitor is in to qualify tomorrow at Mohawk. We'll get him qualified and back underway. I think he'll fit in great at Mohawk. And then we weren't without our bad news. As I said, Patrick the Piranha did flip his heart, but I am going to talk to Dr. Latessa today. Talk to Dr. Latessa today, do a video with him explaining exactly what that term means. So we weren't without our ups and downs. Another roller coaster here at thestable.ca. A long opening. Sorry for the scatterbrain opening, but as I said, I was a little bit distracted. But it's a day in the life of me. So I will talk to you all very soon. You know what? I hope you guys had a great weekend. It is 24 degrees. I'm in shorts. First shorts day of 2024 is today. So with that, I'll let you go. I hope you had a great week. I hope you have a better week next week. I will talk to you all very soon.